everyone, welcome back. Welcome to the Roux Beauty channel. I'm the G in the beauty, and today we're going to be doing a Chola look. If you don't know what a Chola is, it is a movement, it is a culture, and it is a fashion statement that came out of LA specific to the Mexican American culture. This video is a two-parter. Me and Roux completed the same look but different difficulties. Mine is going to be the beginner's take, and this is inspired by the 90s style Chola look. So when you're done here, go check hers out. You're going to have time. But until then, let's get it started. So first thing is first, we are going to prime our face. We are going to get our face ready for all the beautification that is going on. This primer is velvety, it's creamy. When I bought it, I didn't know another way to put it on, so I had to work really hard to warm it up and be able to spread it all over my face. Step 2, we are correcting. We are correcting the things on our face that we don't want to be seen under our makeup. So that's going to be any dark spots on your face, the dark shadow under your eyes, any pimples or zits. For me, it's also my mustache area and my chin area, because since I shave and wax, those areas tend to get darker, and I don't want that darkness showing up under my makeup. Always with a wet blending brush for better application and better blending. Step 3, we're putting on our foundation. I have no clue how to bake. Like I mentioned, I am a beginner, so I do a very basic layered face. As you can see, I'm just dotting around my face with the foundation and just connecting while I'm blending through. Next, we're putting back all the natural highlights that are already in my super white pale face. And again, we're putting back highlights where they usually are. Pretty much what you're doing with the makeup is blanking out your face and reapplying everything where you want it and where it should be, like the highlight. Next is our setting powder. Be careful, it gets messy really fast. And we're gonna put this setting powder on every spot that we put our highlighter on. So on the bridge of our nose, the top of our lip, our chin, and our forehead, we're putting this powder everywhere to smooth everything out for the rest of the application. Step 5, we're contouring, and I'm going to use an angled brush because it's easier for me to follow my cheekbone line. The powder can be really loose sometimes, so I just dip mine in a little bit and just ease it up on the cap so it's not so much being put on my face. And what we're doing is putting all the natural shadows back on. So as you can see, we're going to follow that 3 formation that happens on our face, from our forehead to our cheek to under our chin. And if you see that the lines are too harsh after you've tried to attempt to blend, just go in with the same blending sponge that you put your foundation on and go around the edges. It usually eases up those lines. Just like everything else in makeup, blush application is unique to you. I just smile and put them on the balls of my cheek. This particular blush is very pigmented, so I use my hands to make sure I don't put too much. Now we are highlighting, and we're just going to follow that little C shape that's kind of like under your eye into your forehead. Eyebrows are next. And this is how I do my eyebrows. I just fill out the natural spaces. I don't do a thick makeup eyebrow. And if you're a beginner, I learned the quote, your eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. And that helped me out a lot. Now to the main event. We are priming the eyes. At this time, I use concealer to prime my eyes, but you could use anything that you feel comfortable with. Obviously, with a damp sponge, you're going to go in there and blend. until it's nice and in there. And through my learning process, I learned after you primed your eye to put kind of like a base powder. So I learned to just maybe use a white eyeshadow and just put it all over your eye to smooth it out. Now, because this is a 90s inspired Chola look, I'm using dark colors, and it's a little bit scary because dark colors could go wrong pretty fast, but I went in with the crease with that really dark brown. And as you could see, I wasn't feeling it at this moment, but once you get to the end, it wasn't too bad. I was just trying to fix and shape this with the same blending brush that I had. But moral of the story, beginners, don't give up, push through, and you'll be surprised at what you could do at the end. So with moving on to the next color, I was trying to do a blend of dark browns. So I went in with that beautiful shade of brown, and this is how it looked. And as you could tell, I was struggling a little bit. The color was a lot browner than I thought it was. So I tried to go in there with the blending brush and try to smooth it out the very best that I could. I then went in with kind of a beige color to try to lighten things up, and I mean it worked for the most part, but still ended up a lot muddier than my intention was. I am putting in all my frustrated moments just for my beginners so you guys could see that this is a process. Don't give up. You learn through your mistakes, and you'll be surprised at yourself if you keep going. I'm gonna pop these babies on, and you'll be surprised at how much lashes could save a look, honestly. Now for one of the most crucial parts of this look is the eyeliner. Of course, I was super nervous being a beginner. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to take all my makeup off, but I made it through. And this eyeliner does make it semi-easy because it's more like a marker. Now we're using our setting spray to set our makeup so it can last for the remainder of the day. To my beginners, please dry your setting spray if it's not a spray that dries pretty fast. When I started, I would just spray, maybe fan myself for a few seconds and then walk out, and then realize that my eyeshadow was creasy and gappy, not obviously thinking about the fact that there was leftover moisture from the spray. So please dry. Next is lip liner, another very crucial part to the Chola look. I am awful with lip liner. It was very difficult for me to learn this process and to even become decent. So again, please don't get discouraged. Just do your very best. If I can make it through this look, I know you can too. Lip liner is something that I still struggle with, obviously, and it's really the corners, the cupid bow, and under my lip that I struggle with, pretty much the entire thing. And there's just parts where it's really difficult for me to tell if the line is supposed to go there. So this was one of those days where I was having more difficulty than the other. And as you could tell, I was frustrated and I was trying my very best to fix it with some concealer and a thin brush, and then trying to blend everything back out under my lip. But again, don't get discouraged, keep it going. And here we are, we made it. This is the final look. Once I left and put everything together, then you could see that everything came together and looks cohesive. I am not upset with it at all, and I hope you're not either. The culture is rich, it's beautiful, and that's why we wanted to try to recreate this iconic look. Like I mentioned before, this style originated in the Mexican American culture in LA. But just like most things, it did leak into the greater Hispanic community. So my first introduction to the style was actually through my mother, which had some Chola aspects to her. And that's when I began admiring it, wanting to copying it, and as I grew older, naturally learning more about it. So please, give me your opinion, give me your comments. If you have any tips or tricks for me to use, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Don't forget to check out Roux's version of this look. Thank you again for joining me. Like, comment, and share. Until next time.